Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to show you how to make money off your house or your property. Coming up. Hi everyone, this is Ernesto from AttaBoyCowBoy. In today's video I'm going to show you how to squeeze profits out of your property. Now, I get this question a lot. I have a house, how can I make some money off it? Okay, well the obvious reasons I've explained in other videos regarding Airbnb, or renting rooms, or renting driveways, or renting out your garage, or renting it out for movies, or renting it out for some other service. But there's also something a lot less obvious, because right now, as some of you may know, we had a house fire, so we're rebuilding the house. And we're making a lot of decisions in terms of energy efficiency. And I'm going to tell you a story about my parents. My mom loves air conditioning. So she always has the air conditioning running. She has a really inefficient system. She has a big house, so the AC is always going. And my mom was getting electrical bills that were over $1,000 a month. $1,000. That's $12,000 a year. My family is the ideal example for energy inefficiency. They waste a lot of money on utilities. In fact, one time when I was in high school, we couldn't pay our $1,500 electric bill, and we had our electricity shut off for 9 months. 9 months we had no electricity. We had to run a generator for an hour or two every night to wash our clothes, to watch TV, to just do basic things. Then we'd shut it off and we'd use candles and oil lamps. So I wanted to make sure I saved my parents on their utilities. First thing I did was I got solar panels. Solar panels are one of the greatest investments you can get. Better than stocks or bonds or anything like that. I've already done something like 14 solar installations, and in my experience the payback in California at least has been about 3 to 4 years. Huge. So my parents, we installed solar panels. In 3 years, the system paid for itself completely. I was able to cut their bill from $1,000 a month to a negative electrical bill every month. So basically, they're making more electricity than they're using on a monthly basis. Now the state still charges them taxes and different charges, so their basic bill is about 40 bucks a month. So they're making $1,000 a month. That's huge. It's a lot of money. Once you count the tax credits, the savings on the utilities, and the depreciation on the system you can do, the payback is about 3 to 4 years. Now again, every state has different systems. In California, we have tax credits that are from the state, then there's federal tax credits from the US government, and then we have tax credits from the city of Los Angeles. So depending on where you live in the world, your city may have tax credits also. Again, if you don't have those, that doesn't matter. You can still get a payback because the installation costs are higher because we have to pay a lot of permitting fees. And I know my cousins in Mexico, we talked about doing an installation there. It was basically going to cost me less than half. So I don't have to get plans, I don't have to get permits, I don't have to get inspections from inspectors, I don't have to do any of that stuff. So it's going to save me a lot of money. So the payback over there was basically going to be about the same, about 3 to 4 years. So that's the first way. Second way I learned is insulation. Now we insulated a few places and that cut the utility bills in half in winter and summer. Because in winter, it's obviously keeping the heat in from your heaters. In the summer, you're keeping the cold in from your AC system and you're keeping the heat out. I don't have an AC system in my house, but I have fans and I have a lot of insulation. The insulation keeps all that heat from ever getting in. That's the second way. Insulation is amazing. It is super cheap. If you don't have money to do solar panels, We just insulated a house over the weekend. It only took me about 2 hours to spread insulation in the attic. It cost about 200 bucks for insulation, and the temperature in the house dropped 15 degrees on that same day. So it's a huge difference. If you're looking for a way to cool your house, man, do not overlook insulation. Before you think about buying an AC or a fan or whatever, insulation is like a miracle. It's the single most effective way to decrease the temperature in your home and increase the temperature in your home during winter. So right now with global warming, a lot of us are having issues with heat waves, and most people are not thinking about insulation, but insulation is number one. The other thing you can look at is how to save money on water. Again, my family, they waste a ton of water. We were getting water bills in the hundreds. I installed low flow toilets. I installed low flow shower heads. I got LED light bulbs. I did everything I could to save on all the utilities. But for water, you'd be amazed what a difference it makes getting low flow toilets. Now, if you don't have the money to buy new toilets, that's cool. You don't have to do that. All I did with my parents in the beginning was I got some empty plastic bottles. I filled them with water and I put them into the toilet container. So I basically made their old toilet just as efficient as a new toilet, and they didn't have to change toilets. So we didn't have to go spend $100 on new toilets. I actually just did it for free. I got some empty plastic bottles. The other thing you do with your garden, if you have a garden, is install a drip system. A drip system is huge. My tenant used to go out and water the whole yard and just waste tons of water. And I would pay the electric bills, and I was paying about $200 a month on water. I went and installed a drip system. Drip system is super easy. It's just a bunch of pipes. You just poke holes in it wherever you want the water to squirt out from. Super easy. I put a timer on. I ran the tube along where all the bushes are at and the trees. I poked a hole in it. My water bill, instead of being around $200 a month, dropped to $50. That drip system only costed me $70. So basically I paid for the drip system in 2 weeks in savings with water. Now I'm saving $150 a month. That's $1,800, almost $2,000 a month. That's $2,000 there, $12,000 on my parents' electrical bill. Huge savings. You can save a lot. Gas is really cheap, but you can still find ways to save on gas by adjusting the temperature in your home. Get a thermostat, so that way it automatically sets the temperature where you want it to be. Sometimes they have the old heaters you can turn on in your house and it just goes, and you just kind of adjust the flame accordingly. You're gonna waste a lot of gas with those. Get a thermostat and adjust the temperature so that it's not wasting gas, electricity, but you're saving on your gas and electricity. You're gonna cut your heating and your cooling bills down enormously. So don't overlook this. Actually, I was talking to someone recently and they were talking to me about investing. And I was sitting in their house and I can remember looking at their front door and I could see the light shining in. All around the edges of the door, they didn't have any insulation. So on your doors, you want to get something that seals your doors also and your windows. These things are really simple, but they save a lot of money. Everybody has to live somewhere. If you're not living out in the open and you're living inside of a building, you're going to be using gas, electricity, and water probably, or even oil. So make sure you make your home energy efficient. Don't overlook that. In my parents' home, once I calculated all the savings from everything, I did everything. To save gas, water, electricity, I calculated that my parents are actually saving $16,000 a year. $16,000. That's about $1,300 a month. That's a lot of money. That's rent. That's a new Cadillac. That's a lot. That's a whole new property. That's a mortgage on a house. It's huge. So don't overlook saving electricity, gas, water in your home. It's really good for the environment. It's great at this time of global warming. It's going to make your home a lot more comfortable, and you're going to end up with a lot more money that you're going to be able to use for investing. Thank you for listening. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Thank you.